Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
Gracias. John, quería confirmarlo con del jabón y porque ya de cuando utilizamos el plasma lo hacemos con plasma, todo el jabón y los detergentes para lavar la ropa.
Sí, pero bueno, eso es el jabón que preparas vos, no el señor Cash. Él
Sí, lo
prepara un Gans
digo, si puedes.
especial. Sí, ya lo menciono. Yeah, Gianni produces soaps and detergents with different Ganses himself. He's been doing this for several years now.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing to do
John,
with...
quería decir que,
Sí, adelante.
quería decir que solo utilizamos el jabón hecho con ganses y los detergentes todo hechos con ganses.
All they produce, the soaps and the detergents, are all produced with different Ganses. Y los cuatro básicos principales, ¿no?
No. Solo
¿Usas otros
utilizamos
Ganses?
el CO2 y el CH3.
Uh-huh. Yeah, all his products, all his production of soaps and detergents are done with the CO2 and CH3 Ganses.
Yes.
Pero no el GANS, John, sino el aminoácido que está encima del CH3.
Phenomenal. Not with the particular Ganses, if not the amino acids that are produced over those Ganses.
Y lo hacemos en los talleres y todos los que han utilizado ya no quieren utilizar otro tipo de jabón o detergentes.
And we show this in the different teachings we produce here in Romania. And the people that have done so, used them, they won't use any other soap but these. They're completely in favor of these.
Y lo llamamos nanodetergentes y lo hacemos para la lavadora y después de limpiar la ropa, el agua se utiliza para regar el campo.
We call these detergents nano detergents, which are used in the washing machines, and the leftover, the water that's left over in the washing machines, these waters are used to give them to the plants, and they love it.
Lo utilizamos también el detergente plasmático para limpiar todas las instalaciones de tratar con químicos para limpiarlo bien.
And we also use the leftovers of these detergents to clean all the places where we use chemicals, and they clean up everything perfectly.
Mark
John.
tiene,
Okay.
Mark tiene un video donde hemos mostrado cómo hemos limpiado el recipiente para la drona con que estamos rociando la tierra.
Yeah, so Mark, you've got a video Gianni sent you where they show how they recuperate those waters and put them into the drums to spray all on the different lands.
Y eso siempre lo decimos que antes de trabajar con plasma tenemos que limpiar con nanodetergentes todas las instalaciones donde se utilizan los químicos.
And also, wherever we work with chemicals, we clean the place up with these leftover detergents before working with any other plasmas.
En los testimoniales vamos a hacer más detalles de cómo lo hacemos y cómo lo utilizamos.
In tomorrow's testimonials, we'll show how we produce these different products and how we work with them.
Yes,
Y ahora estamos en Rumanía y también vamos a participar el miércoles donde tenemos más tiempo.
And now we're in Romania, so next Wednesday we'll also repeat and produce some more videos for the next Wednesday.
Yes, I'm just
Está todo
downloading.
documentado.
I'm just downloading that now.
Sorry.
Sí, recién ahora está
Okay.
bajando Mark
Thank
el
you, Mark.
material. Thank we.
Yes, I've often admired his work with the soaps, John, and the detergents.
Sorry.
Sí, te agradece.
just
Él ya estuvo estudiando los materiales que usás o cómo preparás los detergentes y los jabones. Come on in, Gail.
Yes. At the beginning, did Gianni say he makes them soap with CO2 and CH3 together?
Yes, but especially with the amino acids up on top of them, which are produced
Which
when
amino?
the amino acids when you're producing CO2 and the other gases, you always got the amino acids up top.
Those little fatty floating things.
Yeah. That we try to collect nicely.
Yes.
Yes, but only consume yourself just one drop, because if not, you'll grow a lot of fat, I imagine.
Yeah. Wow. That is very powerful. Thank you, Gianni.
Thank we. Y John,
Yeah,
he aprendido a utilizar los ácidos por las gatitas que ya tenéis las fotos, cuando has visto cómo tomaban una gotita de aminoácido de CH3.
He learned how to use the amino acids when he watched the little kittens, the way they consumed those amino acids, and they grew up perfectly.
Lo primero lo he comprobado por mí mismo para ver cómo me siento y puedo decir que es maravilloso.
First and foremost, he tried that on himself, and he felt marvelously after consuming those.
Por los demás, en los talleres siempre le explicamos que tiene que llegar a la fundación y comprender lo que son los aminoácidos.
Yes, he always tells the people that to look into the foundation and learn what are the amino acids and how to collect them.
Y eso porque el carbono es la conexión, el zinc es la emoción y el CH3 es la energía.
The carbon is energy. No, ¿me podés repetir la secuencia? El carbono es.
El, el carbono es la conexión,
Uh-huh.
el
The
zinc es la
carbon is the
emoción
connection,
y el
the
CH3
zinc
es
is the
energía.
emotion, and the hydrogen is the energy.
Y entonces cada uno tiene que prepararlo para lo que necesitan.
So knowing how to produce them and knowing what you're going to want to produce, you use a different quantities of amino acids.
Ok, aquí en la imagen es el plasma que me he preparado en una semana para 400 hectáreas si se está rociando con el tractor.
Here in the image, you got the different plasmas we produced, and this is for spraying on 400 hectares of land.
Y como podéis ver, enfrente de las botellas grandes son los aminoácidos.
And on the smaller containers in front of the demijohns, those are all amino acids.
Oh, I
También en
see.
las botellas grandes son los aminoácidos, pero eso que son en botellas pequeñas se utiliza solo gotitas.
In the small containers, you only use drops of those amino acids. And you just put a few drops in
Y
the
lo que,
bigger containers. Sí, adelante.
Y por ejemplo, si lo haces con rociar en el campo con máquinas de esos tractores y ¿cómo se llama? Se necesita 300 litros por un hectárea de tierra.
And using the tractors for spraying the waters, you use 300 liters per hectare.
Pero si lo haces con una drona, se necesita 10 litros por hectárea de tierra, por un
And
hectárea
if
de
you
tierra.
use, yeah, and if you use a drone, you only need 10 liters per hectare.
Why is that?
Y aquí
¿Por qué es así? Porque el tractor te necesita más por la energía del tractor o el rociador.
Pues para comprar una drone aquí en Rumanía o en la República Moldavia vale 25.000 euros.
Huh. A drone there in Romania costs $25,000. So if you can manage to have a drone, you'll consume very much less water or the plasma water.
Y
But otherwise, you have to
el,
use the
el,
tractors.
sí, John, pero 25.000 euros sin baterías para la drona, porque no
Ah,
es con baterías, es eléctrica.
sí, sí, lo están usando todos en Ucrania. Uh, the drones they buy
Son,
there for 20,
son muy caros.
25,000. Yeah, for with the drones that cost 25,000 euros there in Romania, they don't come with a battery, so you got to buy the battery apart.
Las baterías son muy caras.
The batteries are very expensive also.
Pero lo importante cuando si puede poner marca el video, vamos a ver que la drone utiliza el vórtice rociando, no como la tractora.
Uh-huh. Mark, if you want to show the videos, the drones only use a vortex. And the tractors need much more water to get sprayed over the land.
Y es mucho más eficiente rociar con la drona de como cualquier otra cosa.
Yeah, the drones are the most efficient machines to spray the land.
I'm trying to find the one with the
Lo-
drone so we can show it, but I'm not sure if I have
Está
it.
tratando, sí, está tratando de buscar el vídeo donde están los drones para mostrarlo, pero todavía no lo ha encontrado.
Hmm.
está antes de lo que está mostrando ahora.
It's somewhat just before this, what you're showing right now.
Si no, puedo intentar ponerlo de aquí, de
You
mi
try and put it
portátil.
up from wherever he is.
That's fine. That's fine. Just take over the share. I think everyone can share here. So let's see how that goes. I can't seem to find it on my desktop at the moment. But thank you for sharing so much, Gianni. Your work has impressed so many people, and especially the experts, meaning the farmers. I think just this, what appears to be a very little bit of inputs and inexpensive is probably worth, I don't know how many thousands of dollars to the farmer as he has to open up the year with applying herbicides or pesticides or fertilizers. So Gianni has really given a gift in a way through the Cash Foundation, of course, to the farmers. And we see the expression on the farmers. They're quite delighted and pleased so many times with the results. And so that's a beautiful work sharing this technology. Okay, we're just going to allow him to bring it up on the screen. And usually there's no problem, John.
Ok, Mark, si quieres puedo ponerlo de aquí.
Sí, Gianni, ponlo de ahí, él no lo encuentra todavía.
Ok. Tengo que compartir la pantalla.
Sí,
Y me
te
dicen,
digo
this
que
will stop author screen sharing. Ok, yes.
That's fine. Yes.
Yes. Ok.
Okay,
Vamos a
your
terminar.
screen, your screen is here. Good. We see it. Everyone else see Gianni's screen.
se puede
Yep.
Okay, great.
Ok.
Gianni, vas a terminar aprendiendo inglés.
Claro que sí. Eso es cuando se está cambiando la batería y se llena el recipiente con plasma.
This is when they're changing the battery and repositioning the guns into the tank of the drone.
This is no toy, huh?
No, certainly isn't.
Aquí, bueno, es maravilloso porque con la drona, con el drone se utiliza muy poco recursos para hacerlo.
As you can see with the drones, we have to use not so much guns waters.
Por ejemplo, para 10 hectáreas de tierra hemos utilizado 100 litros de plasma.
They use 100 liters of plasma for 100 hectares. That's 0.1 to 1.
And this is where he's plasmatizing the land before the planting.
Esto es estás rociando antes de poner la semilla, ¿no es cierto? ¿O ya está la semilla puesta en la tierra.
Ahora solo estamos rociando la tierra, preparándolo antes de sembrar.
Yes, they're putting these plasma waters into the earth before seeding.
Hemos utilizado un litro de nanoplantas y 120 mililitros de plasma para 10 hectáreas de tierra.
For 10 hectares of land, they use 1 liter of plasma, plant plasmas,
Nanoplants,
and
nanoplants.
say nano plants, made the plasma made out of nanoplants, and 0.1 liter of GANS water.
No, John, es un litro de nanoplantas y
Sí.
120 mililitros de plasma.
Ah, yeah, 1 liter of plasma ganses and 120 milliliters of the normal plasma water.
El agua que hemos utilizado es del río que se llama Nistru, que es muy cerca del sitio donde hacemos los experimentos.
The water that has been used to produce all these gans waters were taken from the river nearby, which is Nidru, as far as I can make out the name. Nigru,
Aquí
que quiere
hacemos
decir
la
Río
preparación.
Negro. ¿Cómo? Ahí estás mezclando.
No, se llama Nistru. Se llama,
Nistru.
el río se llama Nistru. Sí, que es entre la frontera de República Moldavia y Transnistria.
It's a river that's between Moldavia and Transnistria.
Y aquí hacemos la preparación, nanomateriales y plasma en 5 recipientes de 20 litros, 100 litros para 10 hectáreas.
Here we got 5 containers of 20 liters each for 1 hectare.
No one, 10 hectáreas.
Not 1
10
hectare.
hectares.
I was going to say, that sounds a little small. Now you're saying 10 hectares.
Yeah, that's what he said.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Aquí estamos poniendo 200 mililitros en cada recipiente de 20 litros. Nanoplants.
Yeah, 200 milliliters in each 5-liter container. No, 20-liter container.
Sí, yes. Y antes de poner los nanoplants y plasma, hemos limpiado con los nanos detergentes todas las botellas que son de químicos.
Yeah, those demijohns, those containers, are contaminated with chemicals. So we rinse them out with all those detergents and soaps we produce. Yo los limpio estos contenedores que tienen con químicos, los enjuago varias veces con el ganse CO2 y quedan perfectos. I normally
No, John, porque los químicos son muy magnéticos y minerales químicos y por eso tenemos que reequilibrarlos.
Ajá, bueno, yo los dejo mucho tiempo y quedan perfectos porque la gente después toma el agua y no le siente gusto a nada. Pero también depende de qué químicos son.
Oh, son químicos muy fuertes que te queman, John.
No, ya sé, los que me traen a mí no son tan fuertes aparentemente.
Una vez que hemos puesto los nanoplants, ahora ponemos la combinación de plasma. CO2, ZNO, CH3.
First, we put the nano plants into the containers, and then we add up all the other different gases mixed up there in that container he has in his hand.
Y aquí hemos utilizado 30 mililitros para 20 litros de agua con nanoplant.
We use 30 milliliters for each 20-liter container.
Es tan poco que han dicho que no pueden creer que es posible esa cosa.
It's such a little quantity, those 30 milliliters, that people can't believe that those 30 milliliters can do what they're doing.
Yes, it's hard to believe. It's, again, amazing work.
Pero hemos hecho las pruebas en el laboratorio utilizando el plasma para germinación y han visto los resultados.
They've also used these formulas to make tests with different seeds, and they couldn't believe the results.
Okay, I see the spray now. Okay. I was wondering, I didn't see anything, but this is quite fine. Yes, beautiful. I think
Beautiful machines.
yeah, it looks like a UFO over the farmland. Gosh.
Well worth the price.
Eso hace la diferencia, toda la diferencia de como otras cosas para rociar.
This makes all the difference. Sí, es una hermosa máquina. Vale la pena pagarlas ese precio, ¿no es cierto?
Sí. Aquí es que cuando estamos limpiando el recipiente de la drona con nanoplants.
Here we're rinsing out the containers of the machines with the nanoplants ganses.
Después de limpiarlo con nanoplants, ya puedes tomar el agua de dentro sin tener ningún problema.
Once you use those nanoplants, you can drink the water in those tanks. They have no contamination at all.
Ya no tiene ni olor ni nada y eso podemos decirlo en menos de 30 minutos ya está limpia completamente por el plasma.
Yeah, in less than 30 minutes, the whole machine is cleaned up and you can sense it or drink out of it, that it won't have any other ill effect.
John, what height does the machine go to? How many feet
¿A qué
above the ground?
altura huelen los drones? A
Y
unos 10
aquí,
metros, mi imagino.
Para rociar la tierra con la drona 10 hectáreas, hemos tardado 1 hora y 40 minutos.
Sí, pero lo que quieren saber es la altura a que vuela el dron.
Eso es reglable, aquí lo hemos hecho a 1,60 m.
Yeah, they normally use 1.60 m distance from the Earth.
No, John, la distancia está en el reporte con qué químicos utilizas.
Pero no estás usando químicos, estás usando plasma.
Sí, por eso lo puedes hacer de 1 metro a 1,5 m, 2 metros, no importa.
Bueno,
Porque no
es la
estás
pregunta
afectando
que
nada.
es la pregunta que estaban haciendo. Yes, about 1.5 m for the plasma.
Aquí hemos elegido nosotros haciéndolo 1,60 m.
Here we have done the experiments and we've kept 1.60 m distance between land and drone.
En un momento también ha llegado la policía para mirar qué hacemos.
Police have arrived to inspect what we were doing.
Porque si utilizas químicos, puedes afectar otros campos. Pero con el plasma no estás afectando nada y yo me estoy rociando con plasma,
Okay.
con que se
The
hace el
police,
campo.
the police were amazed because if you're using chemicals, you can affect the neighbors' plantations. But they even put themselves under the sprayers, and there's no big problem whatsoever.
That's quite high
En vez
tech.
de,
Yeah.
en vez de, sorry, go ahead, Rick, Mark.
No, I was just saying this is quite high tech in a way. It's very nice to
Claro,
Muy
see the
alta
work.
normally,
How much does
the age of the plasma.
how
The
much
age
does
of the plasma, yeah.
Uh,
He said 25,000 plus the batteries.
a tractor, how much would that cost?
Oh, very
Compared-
much more. ¿Un tractor cuánto te cuesta? 50.000 euros seguramente o más.
por ahí, 50.000 euros.
Yeah, it's about 50,000 euros a tractor.
So this is in a way
Sí, pero
a preview of what we'll see tomorrow in the testimonial meeting. In a way, thank you. It's an appetizer.
The next plasma era. Beautiful.
hemos documentado todo para que todo el mundo pueda ver qué tan sencillo es utilizar el plasma.
We have documented all this so people can realize how simple it is to use plasma technology.
Es parte de nuestro trabajo porque no pedimos dinero, no pedimos nada, sino pedimos que compartimos todo lo que hacemos juntos.
We don't charge anything for teaching them all this. We only ask for them to teach others this technology.
Es el arte de regalar, John, y la
It's the
dinámica
art
del
of giving
regalar.
away. Yeah.
Normalmente, si lo haces con la tractora, se necesitan 300 litros por hectárea. Aquí lo hacemos con 10 litros por hectárea.
Normally, with a tractor, you'll use 300 liters of plasma. With these machines, we only use 10 liters per hectare.
Aquí llenando el drone,
Here we're
cambiando la batería.
charging the drones and changing the battery. Beautiful machine.
Si lo haces con la tractora, si lo haces con la tractora, con los 300 litros, para 10 hectáreas tardas unos 8 horas,
With a tractor for the 300
más o
hectares,
menos.
you'll take about 8 hours to spray it all.
Así con el drone hemos hecho 10 hectáreas en 1 hora y 40 minutos.
And with a drone, we have done 10 hectares in 1 hour, 40 minutes.
Hemos tomado la prueba del suelo para ver cómo aparece antes y después.
We have done different tests to see how the land is, or the earth is like before and after spraying.
Y es maravilloso.
It's marvelous.
Y además también es muy, muy cómodo para los trabajadores.
And it's very easy to do. The workers are very happy with what they're doing. It's much easier than with a tractor.
Porque te vas a sentar en una silla, vamos a verlo en adelante, te sientas en una silla, la drona solo tienes que saber programarlo y nada más.
You just sit in a chair and program the drone to do the work and just watch it.
Puedes rociar en cualquier momento.
You can
Mira.
spray this in any moment.
Te sientes en la silla y solo el drone te está anunciando también cuando se está vaciando el recipiente.
And the drone is also giving you an idea when it's low on GAN's water and or electricity. So you just have to control that.
That's beautiful.
Sí,
And
aquí podemos verlo como hay el terreno, está marcado todo y el drone tiene cámaras para que puedas ver todo lo que haces.
drone has a camera and you can see what it's doing all along its trajectory.
También, como estamos en el campo, tenemos una generadora para poder cargar las baterías.
We also have a generator here to charge the different batteries because we're in the middle of nowhere.
Y hay un cargador rápido que cuando se está vaciando dos baterías ya puedes cargar dos.
We have a speedy charger so we could charge two batteries while we're using one of them. So we never cut the whole ordeal.
Y ya no vas a tener algún problema alguna vez si tienes un drone, porque si no hay lluvia, lo puedes entrar en campo en cualquier momento y rociar 10 litros a un hectárea de tierra.
And whenever you please, you can spray 10 liters per hectare just when there's no rain. You do it anytime.
Aquí mostrando la velocidad del rociado y cuánto hace y todo está programado todo.
Here you can program the whole thing, the amount of liquid you want to spray and the speed of the drone and everything. And you can control everything. at
Hay
any moment.
sensores para la velocidad del viento, para todo.
It also controls itself according to the wind that you got in the place.
Porque claro, si hay un viento fuerte, tienes que rociar abajo, digamos a unos 50 centímetros de tierra, a un metro. Tú eliges la altura.
If you got a strong wind, you can spray up to 50 centimeters up above the earth. Just control the whole thing continually.
Eso es la tecnología, estamos en la época de la tecnología y hay que utilizarla.
We're in the age of the plasma technology, so that we have to use what we have at hand.
Y en la prueba de los experimentos hechos en laboratorios, se ha visto la germinación de las semillas con plasma ha salido de maravilla y mucho, mucho mejor, unos 10 veces mejor de como en sus laboratorios.
And we've done tests in our laboratory, and we've managed to get rendition 10 times better than whenever they're experimenting in other chemical labs.
Y por ejemplo, tenían problemas con un tipo de semillas que tenía menos de 40% de germinación.
And we've also tested them with some seeds that only had 40% rendition, and they've overwhelmed.
Hemos utilizado el plasma y hemos logrado de menos 40 hasta a 70-87%.
We have managed with this 40% rendition with chemicals, bring it up to 78 to 87% rendition.
Eso lo vamos a compartir mañana en los testimoniales con más detalles y también en el Plasma Reactor Group, que vamos a tardar unos 3-4 horas.
We'll share this tomorrow and on Wednesday with the reactor group.
Perfecto.
Sí, porque son detalles. Hemos hecho experimentos en el laboratorio de la compañía, pero también en el laboratorio del plasma que hemos construido en la compañía.
All these tests we've done or made them in the scientific university and in our own laboratory.
Y por ejemplo, en un mes hemos preparado plasma para unos 800 hectáreas de tierra.
And in 1 month, we produced plasmas and ganses for 800 hectares.
Pero normalmente la producción de los ganses hemos tardado una semana, porque una semana fue preparar y no cubrir las bobinas.
Yeah, it's taken us 1 week to prepare the coils and nano coating them for the production of the different ganses.
Y ahora tenemos todos con pruebas del laboratorio de la compañía, las pruebas del laboratorio plasmáticos, hecho para todos los que quieren saber y conocer con todos los detalles.
And now we've got all the registered, all the different.
John, acércate del micrófono, por favor.
Sí, pero ya voy en una urgencia. Ya estoy de vuelta. ¿Me podés repetir lo que querías decir?
Ahora, para todos los que quieren utilizar el plasma, ya tenemos pruebas hechas en laboratorios y con los resultados de germinación y todo hecho y documentado.
We have documented all the experiments we've done in our laboratory and the other laboratories, the chemical laboratories, so can share this with whoever wants to know about them.
Claro que en la fundación, en los cursos privados ya están hechos y se comparten, pero eso lo hemos hecho como un regalo para todo el mundo.
Many of these tests have been done in the foundation and the private teachings, but we've done all this to be able to give them as a gift to the whole of humanity.
Y quiero agradecer al señor Kesh para regalar esta tecnología.
And I want to thank Mr. Kesh for giving us and having access to all this new technology.
A todos los buscadores de conocimiento.
And all the knowledge seekers here present and in the different teachings.
Y quiero decir que he actuado como he comprendido yo la tecnología y por los resultados que hemos obtenido en varios sitios.
I have acted through my character according to what I've learned from all these teachings and what the way we have to act towards all people to give them these gifts.
Y también hemos hablado de Next Step, del siguiente paso, donde ya ni se necesita rociar, sino utilizar los campos del plasma de otra manera.
Sí, pero yo estoy atendiendo acá, que la traiga. Me acaban de tocar el timbre y tuve que ir a atender la puerta. Gente que viene a buscar plasma. ¿Qué me decías? Disculpa que no pude atenderte.
He dicho que del principio estamos hablando que hay otra manera donde no tenemos que utilizar, rociar y hacer muchas cosas, sino los campos y elevar las plantas directamente con el alma.
And we know there are other ways we can do this just by raising the fields and working with the different plants. But I imagine we still have a lot to learn about this. Todavía tenemos mucho que aprender de todo esto, ¿no es cierto?
Pues John, lo primero quieren que saber resultados utilizando el plasma y después pasamos al siguiente paso.
Acá me están distrayendo. ¿Podrías repetirme? Desgraciadamente tengo gente que me está viniendo a buscar el agua y me está distrayendo.
Ok,
I mean,
como he dicho, al principio los que con que trabajamos quiere ver los resultados utilizando el plasma.
we find that people first want to learn how to they can get good results with the plasma. And sorry, I wasn't attending Gianni because I had people coming in with demijohns to fetch plasma water.
Pero también le estamos hablando del siguiente paso, donde no tenemos que utilizar y
Es
rociar, sino utilizar solo los campos
los
y
campos.
elevar el alma,
Sí,
sí, elevar el alma de las plantas con nuestra alma.
así es. And our next step is to work with the fields and not with the plasma waters and interact with our soul, with the different souls of the different plantations.
Bueno, para hoy creo que es bastante, John, porque tú también tienes que hacer algo. Lo vamos a decir el lunes en los testimoniales y en los miércoles, porque ya estamos en Rumanía y tenemos internet mejor.
Fine. Phenomenon. Uh, I think it's enough for today. Tomorrow and on with the testimonials, and then on Wednesday, I imagine we'll have better access also to internet. So we hope to complete the whole thing.
Os
Thank you,
agradezco a
Gianni.
todos os agradezco a todos para permitirme compartir eso y thank you.
Thank we, yes. Thanks to Gianni, and thank you all for listening.
Yes, I want to thank Gianni and the team. You're making us all proud. And may your team and you be proud of the work you do and the person you are. And may you be proud of the difference you're making because you're making a huge impact. The farmers seem to be much happier. Their pocketbook or their wallet is much fatter, and the land and the environment is happier as well. So you're making us all proud as well, Gianni, just viewing your work, Gianni. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you all.
Beautiful. And of course, 800 hectares is no backyard garden. I think it's 2.4 acres per hectare. So he's talking about a 2,000 acre plot and with
That's it, yes.
unbelievable success. Beautiful work. Hey, if we can, we're going to go back to what we were talking about with the soaps and the Kesh Foundation, and just see if we can finish that. Alex, I hope you're okay. We still need to do the Dome of Peace, but I did want to finish the soaps.
No
So,
problem. Carry on.
are we okay?
Oh, yes, very good.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Gianni. Thank you, John, for translating. Without you, we wouldn't have seen any of that. And that was just a preview. And we'll see more tomorrow in the testimonials meeting in the public Zoom, the 939-474-503. And then, of course, in the same room on Wednesday for the reactor group. So this was just, in a way, a taste of what's happening, but very impressive. I know Mr. Kesh said this is very nice work, but he's also said this is the old system, and as Gianni said, we're moving to this new interaction of fields again. As Mr. Kesh said, you can either sow the seed or you can get in touch with the soul of the seed. And this is the new way we're learning. But this is just impressive and very beautiful work, and we're all proud of you. And again, it brings pride to ourselves in a way. So we're going to go back to the workshop. I think there's just a few minutes left here of this and what he's talking about, the feeding, also to bring some emotional balancing with this soap, and also as he said, for lumps or anything else, they want to see what sort of difference these products are making. So I don't think this is the one he's referring to here. As I said earlier, he's talking much more, but this must be a different soap or something that I'm sure it has GANs and other things in it, and maybe it's just an elevating soap. I don't know. We'll hear more about it as time goes on. So let's just finish this. We'll go to the Dome of Peace, and then I guess, Alex, you'll have the rest of the time left, as much as you need. So let's finish.
And we would like to see how you react to it, how you enjoy it, what emotion it creates in you. These are 20 soaps which touch the physicality and the emotion together. And we want to see your response. Is standard soap, it's a standard, what you call, dimension on it. And it's, for what it should do, it's actually worth it. When you pay 2.5, 3 million in the United States to reach to the same point. And we take this further up in the next few weeks. We explain to you the single soap in like the body soap, and then what we call the pain soap. But these are not normal soaps. The condition, the production of it is, what we put in it is groundbreaking, and it'll never be copied. Impossibility for anyone to copy. And if you see somebody puts on, know this impossible to do. I'll explain one day how.
So again, what he's doing here is beyond our reach of understanding, and may have technologies in there which haven't even been shared with us yet. So as he said, these cannot be replicated. He said the same about the butterflies. The pain pens that the foundation makes are way different than the pain pen the knowledge seekers make. But again, he's not discouraging you from trying, but from my view, these are way above our level of understanding. As he said, they're not going to share the combinations, but in the future of the Ganses or the fields or the plasmas they're putting in here, but in the future, he said he will teach how to make these. So, but it's just, Gianni's work is absolutely beautiful. I'm very impressed, always have been. And I know you've showed more than all of us in a way put together. But at the same time, this is just going to the next step. And I'm sure we'll hear some of the writings from the farmers, hopefully in the future, telling their story of how they've come from the conventional type of farming into this new understanding of the plasma science. And they all seem to be, and of course, Gianni's reputation precedes him. Nobody's going to give up 800 hectares to some guy just coming along on the street and saying, you know, I can do this for you. In most cases, I would say, because that's a whole, that could be them going out of business or staying in business. So Gianni's reputation and the work he's documented, and I'm sure the farmers have spoken to each other, actually precedes him. So we thank the team that Gianni works with, Gianni, and of course, Mr. Kesh and the Kesh Foundation for opening this up such a beautiful way.
And then we'll go to the next step in the same process, in the same production, in the same, what we call material delivery of bringing things in a more direct use by the emotion of the man, or how you feel to use it. These are not medicines, these are just a normal soap with a new twist in understanding the process of creation. As I said, you see the new soaps which is launched. Will be released in the next few hours, maybe today, tomorrow. They're unique, and they'll be delivered, I think, in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whenever it's completely in. And there will be a very limited edition of these. We will not repeat it. It's just, as we understand, is what we call trials of the Kesh Foundation. And then we will transfer these into world of the cosmetics and what we call in many, many ways of application and use. It was interesting to see how.
Okay, and you heard what he's saying. This work is going to be transferred into the cosmetics line, which we know is quite a big and powerful business worldwide. So hopefully the men and women with deodorants, cosmetics, lipsticks, the chapsticks, and so many other probably things are, and of course a line of soaps probably. Again, there'll be some for pain and some for emotional balancing and some to deal with tumors and other things to deal with other things, feeding, as he said, and they want your feedback. And this is the way we're keeping the Kesh Foundation free for humanity. Thank you again, Gianni. Beautiful work. And thank you again, John, for translating for all of us. Those are, yes.
Mark, please.
Yes, go right ahead.
John, por favor.
Sí, adelante.
Lo que es maravilloso es que lo que hacemos en la dimensión de plasma, no tienes que comprar nada, sino utilizar que tienes a tu alrededor.
What's marvelous is what we are using is plasma technology. If we use it correctly, we don't need anything else from what we have around us.
Y al principio utilizamos que hay alrededor, pero después utilizamos solo el alma que está dentro del todo.
At first, we know we have used the ganses and the plasma and whatever, but then we're going to learn to work with the fields and our soul.
Y por ejemplo, en el mismo tiempo han hecho experimentos con microorganismos que se tardan unos 3 años para reequilibrar la tierra.
And we have also experimented with microorganisms that take over 3 years to stabilize nature, the different earths.
Con el plasma no se necesita 3 años. Lo haces ahora, ahora tienes resultados.
With the plasma, you do it now and you got results instantaneously.
Microorganismos tienes que comprarlo de otros países, empresas que lo hacen y le venden muy caro.
Yeah, with the microorganisms, you got to order them, pay for them, and wait for them to work, and it's much more expensive.
Pero con el plasma utilizas tu alma y que hay alrededor y ya está todo hecho maravilloso y magnífico. Tranquilo.
And with a plasma, you work with your soul and whatever you have around you. So it's practically instantaneous. Thank we.
Right. And as Mr. Kesh said, the creation left us about 20% short. We're already feeding ourselves 80% of the energy we need. So Mr. Kesh indicated we don't have far to go. And that 20% is what leads us into the killing and destroying other entities to maintain our own. So we already are feeding ourselves 80% of the energy we need on a daily basis. We're 20% short. That's not a big gap to fill. I've always felt that I was very impressed when I realized that the creation did create us that way, just 20% short. 80% is coming through your breathing, through your skin, and other ways. Your hair is nanomaterial, and so all these energies are coming in without you even knowing it. And so this gap of 20%, I think with the technology will be filled again just through the interaction of fields or allowing us to absorb more. But we're going to have to work with it, and we're going to have to learn more. This is what he's saying about being the last man standing. You'll be able to feed yourself, bring wellness to yourself, communicate with others, and also travel. Again, all in the dimensions of energies. It's beautiful. So let's go to the Dome of Peace, because this is where we are on this planet right now. I know Mr. Kesh said, hopefully we see you next week. So this is how serious for him to say that, obviously, the situation, and we can see it in the news, even though the news is not always so accurate about things, but it is. So I think it's time again. Every day we do this process where you can elevate the souls of world leaders and others. But this is the first step. And of course, Gianni has done quite a lot of plasmatizing and releasing Gans waters. But let's hear the first step of creating the Dome of Peace.
I don't know if anyone want to read this Dome of Peace. Anyone want to offer?
I
With a
will
nice
read it
voice.
for you.
Okay.
This is what came in and what is now become a pattern. This from a guy, I don't know him, but he says, please remember this Sunday and every Sunday from now on, till we raise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet. Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers worldwide will spread the gas waters around the world at 12 p.m. Central European Time and or 18 p.m. Central European Time every Sunday at the same time as they choose which time to suit them. Thank you for participating in this greatest movement by the soul of the man to bring about the peace on this planet as the permanent feature of the life of this planet.
Okay, and as we know, every Sunday, and you're not limited, of course, to Sunday, but at 12 p.m. and 6 p.m., we release Gans waters collectively. As Mr. Kesh said, we're much stronger together. And of course, it's going to connect wellness systems and probably a lot of other things that are going to be delivered. I remember him saying these would connect the release of the Gans water, something for our physicality to do, would connect wellness centers. Maybe they're going to connect satellite souls and the major unit that's in Europe. And so releasing the Gans waters, again, they've been doing it in China for a decade. And it knows where to go, and it knows what to do in bringing balance and calmness and peace. So always you can release Gans waters, but collectively we're doing it on Sunday as the request of the Keshe Foundation until we reach that permanent peaceful condition on this planet. So that's the first step of the Dome of Peace, something for your physicality. And now, as we're learning with the food to move into the energy dimension, we're also learning the same thing with our souls. And I want to thank Stefania for stating the last one, and we thank Shweta as well, because now we're moving into this energy dimension where we can bring the changes through our energies to ourselves or to others if they accept it.
Anybody wants to read the Dome of Peace? I mean, Beautiful Souls. Here. Okay. I'll read this beautiful presentation of Dome of Peace. And the Dome of Peace is already here. All the knowledge seekers, truth seekers, lovers of humanity has built it in a way, spreading the guns, loving each other as shareholders. So I will read this as please remember, every Sunday from now on until we raise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet, Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers worldwide will spread the Gans waters around the world at 12 p.m. CET and or at 18 p.m. CET every Sunday at the same time, as they choose which time to suit them. Thank you for the participation in this greatest movement by the soul of man to bring about the peace on this planet as a permanent feature of the life of this planet. Mr. Keshe suggests we add the next step to create the Dome of Peace with power of the souls, as we have already going through this with the 2 eyes. And we ask you to spread the Gans waters each Sunday. Now we give you a new path. Now try to unite each other's souls. Try to elevate the souls of humanity, soul of humanity, through your own soul to a level that no one can touch the embodiment of the human race. So beautiful. Choose a time where all of you come together on the soul level in a state of inner calmness. At that time, don't spread the water of Gans, but spread your soul. Unite, and in time, we will make a new race out of the soul of man. And then, instead of doing it once a week, do it all the time. Keshe.
Okay, thank you, Shweta. And of course, you can also join the Brazilians on a daily basis, 7 days a week, 2 a.m. Central European Summertime, for a formal meeting on Keshe Brazil, I believe it is, or Keshe. There are links usually put in the Telegram where you can again join with others in a formal meeting. But as I said, the Universal Council is also participating in this process, and let me just share that invitation, which every day at 9 p.m. Central European Summertime. And of course, we're about to switch to Central European time, I think at the end of this month, maybe the 27th. So times will change a little bit depending, but collectively, we're using our souls to bring the change and unifying every day at the 9 p.m. CEST. And again, you can spend 1 second or 1 minute or whatever you'd like to be part of this bringing the change. We'll never bring the change operating in the physical dimension, as I understand it. And I've tried a little bit over the years with better policies and better programs, but until we reach these souls, the world leaders, religious leaders, and we know they need a lot of elevation. As Mr. Keshe said, they're so low that this is the only position they think they can be in. But now that we know, we can share our souls and elevate the others, and this is what happens every day. And you can be working, you can be farming, whatever you do. The physicality is not involved in this process. It's just the energies, and collectively, we're much stronger. And this is how even the Universal Council is learning. This is how you bring the change, not through so much the matter state. As Mr. Keshe said, I'll handle the matter state and you start practicing working through your soul. So again, we're going to just take I'm just looking for my background here, and let's share this. Again, let's just take about 2.5 minutes of silence where we collectively gather and work through our souls and give through our souls to elevate in a way the others. And this is a beautiful process. And I know the soul is kind of a foreign term, and working this way is not the way most people work. They want to roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty and physically do something. But these energies, because we have that mother connection through the Creator, we can instantaneously touch and elevate them. And as Mr. Ketch said, it's not a day job. This takes quite a lot of work, but it appears many different factors are weighing in. We have the sun, we have the Keshe Foundation with the products, we have humanity starting to reach a tipping point. And when we reach that tipping point, we'll see the solution manifest in the matter state. So let's take 2.5 minutes and just enjoy the process. And this is what happens every day as you choose to join. And of course, you, as we heard in the video, don't just do it once a week. Do it all the time. That was the request from Mr. Keshe. So thank you all. Let's just take a moment of silence for 2.5 minutes. And of course, include what we heard from Carolyn. She said there's probably over 1 million people that are in quite a bit of distress, and you have the children and you have the pets being rescued. And I just happened to see a picture of a dog that was rescued, and he looked at the guy. The picture was just caught so beautifully where the dog just looked so grateful. If you could think a dog could look grateful, but just the way his head was tilted and his eyes were looking, he realized that that person had saved his physicality and came to the rescue. And this is what we're doing, but we're doing it on the energy level completely, if we can. Of course, if we saw a pet chained to a fence or in distress, we would try to help as well in the matter state. But so let's just take a bit of time and again, try and exercise this process every day. Thank you. And thank you all for continuing this process. It's quite easy to work through this dimension. You don't have to move the physicality, make a call, write a letter, hold a placard and protest. It can all be done right from wherever you are and to reach out. And this is what we're all learning, to work through these energies that we didn't think was possible, or only the creator could do such things. But now, of course, we know we are the creator, or a part of the creator, I should say, and we're the Messiah for ourselves, especially as the last man standing. So thank you all for your continued participation in this process as you choose. And now I think it's we're definitely more than time to go to Alex here. Sorry for the delay, but I think it all worked out quite nicely. We all got to see more of the work going on in Romania and other parts of this planet. So, Alex, we welcome you and we look forward to what you'd like to share with all of us today. Thank you again for your presence.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. What a great show today. This is really, really good. And now all of a sudden, where is the
Okay, take your
where's the
time.
screen?
And just to invite everybody again to the testimonial meeting tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central European Summer Time. And we've seen a little bit of the work of Gianni, and we'll see more tomorrow and more. And if you have a testimonial, feel free to share it, even if it's a small one. Gianni has raised his hand. You don't need to raise your hand. Just come right in, Gianni. Your family.
Yes, Horatio tomorrow is present.
Okay, Horatio will be doing the translation tomorrow. See? Okay, I think something happened there. Alex, are you ready to move forward? So, John, I think Horatio will be filling in for you, but thank you again as well. Made a beautiful program today. Thank you. Alex, how are
Well,
we looking?
I have no idea. For some reason I can't share the screen.
Oh, that's not good. Let me stop my sharing. Okay, we are seeing your screen. I think you are sharing. You have to highlight one of those individual panels and then hit the share button every time you change, apparently. It seems to be a very awkward way of doing it, but let's let Alex play with the system. I can also pause the recording, Alex, if you need time to set it. I know
I don't understand. I mean, this is.
I know. I didn't either. I haven't. I've wondered why I've had so much problem with even highlighting the share sound and share video. I don't think we've changed anything. But as I said, we can pause the recording.
Well, I see your screen, so I can't, for some reason, I can't.
Thank you for coming in and thank you for sharing with us today. I know it's been a little bit not easy for all of us, including Rick and even Mr. Kesh using the whiteboard. So we're just getting used to some new controls and some new systems, and it may take a bit of time to get used to. I couldn't find the resume recording button. No problem. Go right ahead, Alex. Thank you again. I'd like to ask Gianni if he would put the link in the chat if people wanted to see some of the detailed work in your Telegram. John?
Gianni, ¿nos estás escuchando?
Claro que sí, estoy presente.
¿Entendiste lo que te pidió Mark? Si podés poner los
Sí,
enlaces a
es poner el link.
en el chat, poner el
Sí,
nombre, vos tenés en
pero
Telegram.
Yes, I think there's a lot of
Sí.
information and a lot of pictures and quite detailed work. He's not only shown the pictures, but he's shown the details of it. And so please put the link into the chat if people want to connect. Gianni, thank you.
Vos tenés una página en Telegram, pero en rumano. ¿Tenés una en español?
Sí, se está construyendo ahora en español.
Ah, fenómeno. Sí, pues yo encontré
Pero
varias,
pido-
como 4 o 5, pero están todos en rumano.
Sí, pero estoy trabajando haciendo en rumano y español.
Ah, fenómeno. In Telegram, he has it all in Romanian, and he's building a Spanish version of all his videos and
Okay.
pictures.
Right, but
Y,
people would be able to access
y-
some of these pictures and maybe ask for explanations or more details later, but there's quite a bit in there that we can understand. So I just thought if he'd like to put the link to his Telegram to the.
He has several I've seen. ¿Podrías poner tus links de Telegram ahí en el chat, por
ok,
favor?
sí, John. Sí, claro que sí, pero pido el favor para compartir también algunas cosas maravillosas de cómo se está creando el plasma de CO2 ZNO. Y también voy a poner el link.
Sí, fenómeno. Sí, tenés un material hermoso. Pones Plasmatic ahí en Telegram y aparece bastante material.
And again, we're
Sí,
not.
y voy a responder en todos los idiomas a los que me preguntan.
Whoever asks for any questions on Telegram to his Telegram posts, if you put Plasmatic, several appear. Or put Gianni Merlin,
Okay.
and also they appear.
I'll write that in the chat. But again,
And
we're not competing with other language communities. We're connecting with other language
Exactly.
communities.
He'll be putting them up on the different languages also, in Spanish, English, and Romanian.
Perfecto.
John, yo siempre voy a responder a los que me preguntan en su idioma, voy a responder en su idioma.
Whoever has questions for him, put them up on Telegram on his page, Gianni Merlin, and he'll answer in your own language.
El chat está deshabilitado, aquí me dicen, no puedo ponerlo.
The chat is inhibited, so he can't put any names up there for some reason.
Pero pido el favor para compartir cómo se crea el plasma de CO2 ZNO. Unos 5 minutos.
He wants to share a video about 5 minutes on how to convert the plasma to the zinc oxide and CO2.
Sure.
CO2
Sure. While he's setting that up, I think Gail has a question and has a hand raised.
I was just going to
Hay dos
say,
que están haciendo preguntas y podés ir preparando el material.
Ya lo tengo preparado.
Sí, pero
Pero
espera
no
que hay
puedo poner
dos
en
personas que tienen preguntas acá. Gail, go ahead.
no, I was just telling Mark that Irmgard had her hand up. I could see.
Okay, did you want to say something, or was that an inadvertent hand?
Inadvertent.
It's no problem. Okay, I'm going to put Gianni's name in the Telegram here, or I mean in our chat here. Okay.
So I can write English in Gianni's chat. He can translate.
Yeah, he can translate it. Gianni Merlin.
John, si me pregunta al inglés en el chat, en el grupo, voy a responder en inglés. Si me pregunta italiano, voy a responder a italiano.
Yeah,
Español, portugués.
Yeah, you can whatever language you want to put the question through, he'll answer it in the same language, be it Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, or whatever.
Okay.
O cualquier idioma, pero las imágenes son hechos para los niños y para los niños de todas las edades.
The images are done for children and for children of all ages.
Excellent. We're all young at heart.
Marc, por favor, si me puedes dejar compartir.
Let him share que los videos.
Sí, unos 5 minutos para las interacciones de cómo se crea el gas de CO2, el plasma de CO2 y CTNO.
Phenomenal. Can you take the images of
Yes.
the video?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
pues sí, compartir
problem.
nomás con el botón verde.
With all the
Host
work
disabled participant screen sharing.
with all the work he's done, he needs a number of ways to put it out into the public. So yes, by all means.
Fine, but he can't share that apparently. He's having problems.
What happened? He was just sharing.
¿No puedes compartir ahora cuando antes lo estabas haciendo?
Sí, pero no puedo compartirlo porque me dicen host disabled participant screen sharing.
Yeah,
The host has disabled screen sharing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Alex
Yes.
was the last one
Yes.
to share. He was a co-host. Again, it said, let's see, share. Okay, share screen options. Host only. Okay, somehow it got changed back to host only. Let's do all participants. Okay, let's see if this works. Try again, please, Gianni.
Should I stop?
No, he should be able to take
Okay.
the screen from you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, good.
It's okay.
Somehow it reverted to host. Here we go. We see your screen. Thank you. Ooh.
This is reactor CO2.
CO2
Yes,
reactor.
John, help me.
Sí, sí.
Me encantó lo que ha presentado Alex y lo agradezco muchísimo.
He loved what Alex presented and he's thankful for what he's shared.
Eso es un reactor de CO2 donde hay abajo el zinc oxide y encima hay CO2. En el
This
mismo
is a
reactor de CO2.
CO2 reactor where you have the zinc oxide down below and the CO2 GANs up above.
Pero podemos verlo en directo cómo se está haciendo. Eso
Okay.
es presentado cómo se hace. Voy a pasar por eso. Aquí empezó todo.
This is where everything started. That's his sun up above on the roof. Those are the different coils he manufactures.
Porque siempre la intensidad de plasma está hecho por las interacciones de los campos que hay dentro donde lo haces.
The fields that are produced through these coils produce beautiful ganses there through the interaction of those fields.
Yes, he calls them toroidal coils, and he's more than willing, and he's shown many people how to produce these. There's some tricks to it, but it's pretty straightforward.
Exactly.
Exactly. Y aquí estoy mostrando cómo se hace un reactor de CO2.
Here is how I make a CO2 reactor. Where the distance between the two coils give you the production of CO2 or zinc oxide.
Right. I think with the
No,
CO2, he keeps them closer together, and with the zinc, they're a little farther apart. Yes?
Exactly. 3 centimeters and 9 centimeters.
máximo 3 centímetros, John, pero lo importante es la conexión porque está hecho con nano del cobre.
Exactly. The important part is the connection between the zinc and the copper nano, just touching each other through that coil between his fingers.
Ya actualizado y hay un método más sencillo y otro posicionamiento que te da lo mejor.
And he's got a new method which is better, but he'll show us sometime later.
Y ahora lo vamos a ver en directo.
He'll show it to us now.
These are turbo coils.
Yeah.
And I've made them, and it's so amazing. That was the fastest interaction of fields I've ever noticed. It just starts within minutes or less.
Yeah.
John, can you
Yes.
ask? I have plumbing. You know, when you weld your pipes for plumbing, it says 97% zinc and 3% copper. But I was told that it's not a good thing to use the ones for plumbing.
Oh, I haven't seen those wires, but Gianni acá, Gail pregunta, ella tiene el alambre de zinc para soldar tubos de cañerías, pero dice que es cobre 97% y 3% de zinc. O no, al revés,
John,
97% zinc
no,
y 3 de cobre.
es muy sencillo. Si haces ese tipo de bobinas toroidales, puedes obtener 90% CO2, 10% ZNO.
If you do it with those wires, you receive 70% CO2, copper GaN, the CO2, and 30% zinc oxide.
Lo importante es hacer la bobina toroidal y nanocubrirla, porque el nanocubrimento te lo da la fuerza, la potencia.
The best thing is to do the coil toroidal gadget, and then nano coat it with fire. With 2 blow torches, he does it from one on each side.
No es nano coating fire, it's nano coating caustic.
He does it with caustic, pero también lo has hecho antes con fuego. ¿No es cierto?
Sí, lo primero lo hago con fuego y después lo hago con cáustico.
He first does a nano coating with fire, and then he puts it into caustic soda.
Podéis mirar en vivo las interacciones entre el nano y el zinc.
You can see the interaction live between the copper and the zinc coils. They look like jets.
Pero eso lo puedes obtener. Eso lo puedes obtener respectar la conexión nano del cobre con zinc. Si no, no vas a obtener lo mismo.
If you want to see those fields, the connection between the coils up above has to be in a nano state, like the original ones Kesh taught us.
Porque cuando lo haces la conexión con el nano, no tienes conexión en la fisicalidad.
The answer is, or the experiences, is when you have that connection, nano connection, it's the connection is spiritual, it's not in a matter state.
Es lo que ha hecho Alex antes y el material es maravilloso. El conocimiento que ha regalado Alex.
¿Cuál Alex? El de
Alex
Sudáfrica.
Oric.
Ah, he says that it's the connection that Alex taught us about, or talked to us about, and it's beautiful.
Right, and on
Así
that
puedes obtener.
on that first video,
Sorry, adelante.
everyone can see clearly on that first video the beautiful amino acids floating on the top. So if you're wondering what we're talking about,
Okay.
amino acids on the reactors, you can see beautiful layers. Yes, here we go. And there's a part of that video where you can see the amino acids, and this is what we collect. Yeah, right there, stop it. And you can collect these things. You can see the little patches and the bubbles, of course, but this is what's collected and kept in a saltwater condition to be used
It's the oily
later.
surface
Yeah.
up above, yeah.
And of course, this is a very important part of the whole process. This is almost like the fuel in a way. You have a car, but you need fuel. And so the amino acids, and of course, it makes the link as well. But this is why after you have fresh water and you've rinsed your GANs, you'll add a drop or 2 drops of amino acids in there. And therefore, it'd be very similar to the original.
And I still wanted to know, does he nano coat the zinc at all? And is the kind of zinc wire I'm using okay?
El aminoácido es la confirmación que dentro tienes un GANS de alta intensidad.
Sí, pero quieres saber si ese alambre para soldar tuberías que está hecho de zinc y cobre, si sirve como el alambre de zinc.
Lo importante es cómo haces el nanocubrimiento del cobre, John, o del zinc.
The important part is how you do the nano coating of the copper or the zinc. Because if you want only zinc nano, you've got to use two zinc coils, one nano and one normal matter.
And CH3.
El aminoácido es la confirmación que tienes plasma dentro y no óxidos.
Sí, pero cuando haces el óxido de zinc, el GANS de óxido de zinc.
No, mira, si haces un buen nano, tú vas a obtener el GANS. Si no haces nano, vas a obtener óxido en la fisicalidad que no le gustan ni a plantas ni a animales, a nada.
Ah, el óxido de zinc blanco que se pega en las alambres. What you watch,
sí, y no se está creando el GANS.
Uh, if the zinc oxide keeps on the coil, that is not good for the production of whatever you want to make. It has to go down as GANs, just like the CO2 GANs, but in a whiter configuration. If the zinc oxidizes itself, you got blobs of zinc on the wire, that's not good.
Y voy a compartir otras fotos que son más maravillosas.
You share some more
Un
pictures.
momento. Bueno, ok, un momentito. Pentru plasmatizarea apei, folosesc pentru un litru de apă 9 picături. 9 picături de plasmă de CO2 cu tot combinat. Da? Deci luăm de deasupra pentru plasmatizarea apei. Ok, aquí estamos mostrando cómo utilizamos solo gotitas de aminoácido que hemos sacado de los ganses.
Here we're showing how we only use a few drops of amino acids to add to the waters.
Yeah, and this is the beauty.
Aquí
This is the beauty with Gianni. He's very open about everything he shares and what he does. He's not withholding anything from anyone. In other words, to gain an edge on knowledge or anything. It's all openly shared, as I see it.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes, thank you.
Lo importante es comprender que cuando estamos hablando del plasma, estamos hablando del GANS, del medio donde se está creando el aminoácido en la interacción con todo.
When we talk about amino acids, it's the ones that created in the same salt solution to the ganses.
Porque si necesitamos utilizar el aminoácido, es tan potente que solo utilizamos gotitas.
The amino acids are so potent that we just need a few drops.
Y por ejemplo, voy a mostrar aquí cómo estamos plasmatizando en el laboratorio, utilizando tan poco plasma que ni lo puedes creer.
I'll show you what we use in the lab.
Okay, I've taken back the screen sharing. Unless he had more.
Un momento.
Okay.
Yes, he wanted to show.
Okay, then just take it back. I know we're running about 5 hours or so, just to let everybody know, but we certainly appreciate it. And maybe, I know Gianni, I mean, these Ganses and everything are impressive, and the work is beautiful. Maybe he'd like to share the story. Apparently he stopped by in Linz or somewhere, and he received some Ganses Mr. Kesh had made. And he told quite a unique story about that. Maybe he'd like to share that.
Aparentemente Mark escuchó de que vos estuviste en Linz con el señor Cash y te dio unos ganses que eran hermosos y en base a todo eso estuviste aplicando los conocimientos. ¿Puede ser?
Sí, sí, Mark, si es tarde, porque ya son unas horas, lo voy a compartir en otro momento, pero si queréis, puedo compartir ahora un poquito más.
Do you want him to share a few more minutes or do you next?
Sure, sure.
Sí, sí.
Sure, Alex,
Adelante.
we're not slighting you, but this is in a way a rare opportunity that Gianni has come into the meeting. So I did have some questions, and I'm sure you're okay with everything, but
Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you.
thank you. Go right ahead, Gianni, please, por favor.
Ok. Aquí vamos a ver
Tenés que
cómo estamos plasmando.
Ahí estamos. Ahora se ve. Sí.
Aquí vamos a ver cómo hemos plasmatizando 30.000 kilos de trigo con una instalación que tenía en la finca.
Con la semilla de trigo.
Sí, 30.000 kilos para 120 hectáreas de tierra.
Yeah, he's putting 30 tons of wheat grains to plasmatize. He's treating them with plasma.
You said 30 tons?
Yep, 30,000 kilograms.
Sí, eso ya le he compartido varias veces, pero lo hago ahora porque vamos a ver otra manera que es más sencilla, como esa.
He's shown this several times, but now he's going to show a new method which is simpler than before.
Y lo que he dicho, utilizamos 120 mililitros de plasma de CO2 para 10 litros de agua.
He uses 120 milliliters of ganses for 10 litros, dijiste. For 10 liters of
Sí.
gans, yeah.
Aquí es Laurencio y eso está hecho hace 2 años cuando hemos plasmatizado 30.000 kilos de semillas para sembrar 120 hectáreas de tierra.
This was done 2 years ago, and he plasmatized 30 tons of seeds for 300 hectares.
30 tons. Wow.
Sí, hemos utilizado las instalaciones porque he dicho siempre, yo tengo que mirar las instalaciones que tienen los agricultores y lo estamos adaptando sin modificar y comprar nada más.
He always goes over to whoever wants to do this job to use what the installations he already has, so he hasn't got to go out and buy new equipment. He teaches them with what they have to produce all this seedings or seedlings.
Ya estamos en el tercer año de cuando se utiliza el mismo método con resultados magníficos.
And now we're in the third year of production, and we're getting magnificent results using the methods we have been using for the last 2 years.
Lo que podéis ver es, es algo que se ha utilizado un vaso metálico de hierro zincado.
We have used here a galvanized bucket to get through the production.
Pero ahora Laurencio ya ha comprendido y ya no utiliza los metales donde se utiliza el plasma para obtener mejor resultado.
But now he's replaced those galvanized buckets by plastic buckets, I imagine.
Yeah.
So he's getting better results.
Y aquí los que trabajan ya no tienen miedo para tocar las semillas porque no hay nada de químico.
And now the people that work there are not afraid of touching the seeds because they comprehend there's no chemicals in them.
Hemos limpiado antes las instalaciones que podéis ver y después de eso puedes tocar sin tener ningún problema de salud, sin tener mascarillas y otras cosas.
We have previously cleansed all the installation with plasma water, and now the people haven't got to use gloves or masks to protect themselves.
Right.
Y aún más, si lo tocas, ya no vas a tener hambre. Te vas a sentir feliz.
When you touch the seeds, you don't even need to feed yourself and you feel happier.
Y puedes meterlo en la boca como has visto sin tener ningún problema.
You can feed yourself as you've seen himself feeding with the seeds in his mouth.
Y para comprender un poquito más, en un kilo de semillas de trigo tienes unos, con ese tipo de trigo, por ejemplo, 20.000 almas en un kilo.
You normally have about 20,000 grains of wheat ¿en cuánto eran? ¿En cuántos kilos? ¿En un kilo?
En un kilo, 20.000 semillas de trigo.
You got 20,000 grains of wheat in 1 kilogram of wheat seeds.
20,000 and
Y en el
20,000 seeds in 1 kilogram.
Exactly.
Yes, yes. Y en una hectárea de tierra sembramos de 180, 200 kilos.
In a hectare, they use 180 to 200 kilograms of seeds.
Per hectare.
Antes tenía que
Y,
usar mucho más, ¿no es cierto?
sí, pero ya hemos logrado ahora sembrar 180 kilos
Yeah,
a
previously
una
they
hectárea.
used to have to use 3 times as much seeds, and now they're only using 180 kilograms per hectare.
This is the amazing
Hemos
part.
empezado.
Gianni has reduced the inputs but increased the output. It's just,
Yep.
you know, I mean, I'm sure the farmers are ecstatic over all of these developments. They never could think that this could possibly happen to them.
Sí, Mark, tienes razón. Es algo que es alucinante.
You're not letting them kiss your
Increíble.
John, tell him he's not letting them kiss his feet, are they?
Mark pregunta si no te están besando los pies.
We know he's there to serve, yes.
Voy a compartir otras cosas maravillosas del presente.
He has more to share right now.
Porque ahora hemos sembrado, después de hacer las pruebas en el laboratorio, hemos sembrado las semillas para que se puedan ver lo que significa utilizar el plasma.
Now we have sown the seeds after having the laboratory probes done beforehand, and we can see the beautiful results we're going to have.
Is there more? Did you
Apparently,
say
yes,
he,
tenía más para mostrar, ¿no, Gianni?
did he say he was going to show something else?
Un momento, un momento.
Yes,
Ahora,
just
Un
about.
momento, okay.
You're learning Spanish, Ma.
Poquito.
un poquito, ¿no?
Yes, just a couple words.
¿Se puede ver la imagen?
Sí.
Ok. Como no tenemos tiempo, eso fue sembrado por la noche.
As we're short of time, this was sown during the night.
No es que no tenemos el tiempo, lo tenemos todo del mundo y fuera de él.
We got all the time. It's not that we don't have time. We have the whole time of the world.
The whole existence of the universe, yes.
Y, sí, y como hemos trabajado con esas almas que son del laboratorio y hemos experimentado para ver la germinación,
And as you can see, we've experimented with the souls of the seeds in the lab. Yeah.
hemos hecho el contacto con el alma diciéndolo que tiene que experimentar también en la tierra.
And we've communicated to the souls of these seeds that they also have to do the same work in the fields.
Y utilizando los manos y las diluciones del plasma, hemos hecho lo mismo que se hace en el campo.
And here we've tested it with just using the same fields produced by our hands and our emotions here.
Pero aquí sin sacar otras plantas, he hecho la propuesta para dejar todo lo que está viviendo en lo mismo, nosotros ponemos lo que queremos nosotros.
And he doesn't have to take the weeds out, and he just leaves them and just seeds those seeds and get a very good answer of nature.
Mhm. Yeah.
Y eso es la foto que ha salido de maravilla y muy deprisa ha crecido.
Here you can see how fast the wheat has grown.
Estas son las fotos, después vamos a ver también los vídeos.
These are the pictures. Then later on we'll see the videos.
Pero lo he hecho cerca de la oficina donde trabajan, así que todos están felices porque lo pueden ver cada día.
All this was done near the offices where they work, and they're very happy because they see the progress of how this works just by their office.
De aquí no he quitado nada que existían antes de sembrar.
And I haven't taken away any weeds that existed beforehand.
Right. These plants are so full of energy, they just outpace and outstrip the weeds.
Exactly.
They just go so fast above them that the weeds have no chance of interfering.
Eso lo he hecho porque la mayoría de los agricultores creen que tiene que sacar otras plantas porque toman la energía para que quieren crecer ellos.
Now, I've done this experiment because the agriculturals there don't believe or believe they have to take all the weeds out first because if not they'll share the fields. But he's demonstrated that it's not necessary.
Bonita.
Y eso es incorrecto porque un alma que aparece en una tierra está comunicando con las otras, regalando de uno a otros, como ha mostrado Alex Zorik antes. Está regalando de uno a otros de magnético a gravitacional del norte al sur, pero más sincero de alma a alma.
Here you can see how the plants share the fields, as Alex has talked to us about, and the way they share the fields, but they sort of potentialize their growth and not the weeds.
Aquí en esta foto es lo que han quitado todo y es la semilla tratadas químicas.
These are the previous seeds which are treated chemically.
Es la tradición que dice que si no hay otras plantas que estás sembrando tú, crece mucho mejor. Y no es
Previous
verdad.
say that, yeah, they were saying that you had to clean the place up with chemically treated seeds so they could grow peacefully. And it's not true.
Aquí es otras semillas que no han sido tratadas con nada.
These are other
Y,
seeds
pero han
that weren't
quitado,
treated with anything. ¿Le han quitado qué?
han quitado las otras plantas para dejar que crezcan solo y tener solo sus comidas.
Here these seeds were not treated, but they had to take away the other seeds so they could grow peacefully.
La imagen habla por sí misma.
The image is worth seeing.
Eso es con plasma.
This is with plasma, yes.
Miráis el color y que tiene alrededor. Eso es sin plasma.
This is without plasma. The other has a different green. There is a difference, isn't there?
Darker.
Yeah.
More chlorophyll.
Y aquí los vídeos, ¿cómo lo hemos hecho? Hemos hecho como se hace en el campo.
Here you can see the videos we took. It's just the way we work in the middle of the fields.
La mayoría quieren también ver cómo se hacen porque no puede comprenderlo si no lo ve.
And majority of the people want to see how this is done because they can't believe this new technology for them.
Y por eso en 2 semanas he hecho 60 gigas de fotos y vídeos.
In the last couple of weeks, he's done over 60 videos teaching the different agriculturists.
No, John, 60 gigas solo aquí.
De videos. He's produced.
60 gigas.
Yes, sí. He's produced videos and pictures and with a 60 gigahertz storage.
Sí, y lo he hecho, todo que hemos hecho, hemos registrado todo.
¿Registrado dónde? Todo lo que han hecho.
En la computadora. Sí, todo lo que hemos hecho, tenemos 60 gigas de informaciones
sí.
solo con ese experimento.
He has in his computer 60 gigahertz of storage with all the experiments he's produced and will show to us.
I think he's ready to set up a university.
Well, yeah, has been working well.
And a lot of these, a lot of these farmers are very set in their ways, aren't they? Because they've learned techniques over the years. And so it's beautiful to see they're open to change or to adopt something new. In a way, the same way Mr. Kesh, in a way, changed the thinking of a major scientist called Stephen Hawking when he read his paper. So when they're seeing this work of Gianni, it's the same sort of process in a way. A little different, but the idea is the same, that people that think they're experts in a field, maybe they're coming to realize they didn't know as much as they thought they knew. Can you share that, John?
Mark, son muchas teorías en el mundo, pero cuando puedes ver cómo se hacen y los resultados habla por sí mismo.
Yeah, you got many theories in the world, but when you watch this and put it to practice, you realize it's magnificent, very much better.
It's elevating all of us, not only the plants, and not only the farmers. We're being elevated too. Thank you, Gianni.
Nos estamos elevando juntos.
See, we're elevating all of us together.
Yes.
And that's what Mr. Kesh has been telling us the last couple of weeks, hasn't he?
Estamos aquí para servir, no para ser servidos.
Exactly. Here, we are here to serve and not to be served.
Aquí lo hemos hecho solo con agua, como lo hace normalmente, con químicas y solo con agua.
We have done all this just with water and plasma, no chemicals whatsoever.
Haciendo todo, tomando el agua, mostrar dónde tomamos y todo sin dejar dudas.
We're not leaving any doubts to the people. We show them everything.
He better be careful, or they may start making statues of him and setting them out in the land.
Dice que tengas cuidado, por ahí vayan a hacer estatuas tuyas y ponerlas todos los lugares para adorarte.
No, porque ellos saben que siempre lo digo, que la información original es la fundación.
They don't
Voy a
believe this
compartir otra
because
cosa.
he always tells them that he's sharing the information given by the foundation. He's going to show us something else.
Yes. Okay. Good.
Yo soy uno más
We need to wrap up in about. We need to wrap up maybe in about 12 minutes, if that's enough time.
Tenemos unos 12 minutos, Gianni.
Ok, bueno, entonces lo dejamos para
mañana en el testimoniales.
Otro momento.
Fine. Bueno. Yeah, then we leave it for
no,
some time.
John, para testimoniales voy a hacer un recorrido de muchas cosas, pero tengo horas, cientos de horas de vídeos. Y eso vamos a hacerlo poco a poco en Plasma Reactor Group en otros momentos. Eso fue solo lo que he sentido ahora mismo y agradezco por permitirme hacerlo.
Fine. He's got a lot of material, so he'll most likely give us some of it tomorrow. But in the Plasma Reactor Group, he'll be showing much more.
We look forward to it. Thank you, Gianni. Mucho bueno.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to take the screen if I can. Alex, is there anything you want to share or anything? I know we didn't really get to ask you some questions, and I did have a few, but perhaps we can save it for next week. I'm
Yeah,
just
no, let's
looking.
do that. And it's beautiful how it came together. So, thanks to Gianni, that's a tremendous achievement. And I want to thank everybody for allowing us to continue to present these classes. And I look forward to joining you all next week again. So take us home, Mark. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Gianni, for this special visit. We're honored for you being here, and we thank the Kesh Foundation because without the Kesh Foundation, all of this would be a mystery to us that we could do more and more. But I'd like to play the Magrav is You, which obviously Gianni is showing that and his team quite beautifully. And then the final disclaimer and the meeting will come to an end. Is there anything else pressing we need to share or cover at this point? Okay, if not, then we're going to go right into this very short video. The Magrav is You. Let me just bring it up on the screen. This is from the 515th, I believe, Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And again, the target the whole time has been you, even though we never fully realized it, but we're coming into this. So thank you all, and have an amazing rest of your day. Next week, I guess we'll cover the Brazilian team is having a conference, which you can see in the after the break. Rick announced that, but we need to support them in that fashion too, as they're going to be reaching out and having a booth, and more they're receiving award, a humanitarian award, and so on and so forth. And but this is the Magrav is You. Then the final disclaimer. Meeting will come to an end. Thank you all.
Now let's see how many of you understood that you came here to see magravs and reactors, and you never realized the target was you from the beginning of the time. You are that magrav, you are that reactor, and everything within you is said to do. If you have not understood something, I give you a clue. How the magrav is created out of you. Look at through the channels, the twists and turns and the pipelines in the cycle of your physicality, if you understand it. Look at your eggs and your testicles and all the holes and crevices and the pipes and the way they're shaped. Look at the structure of your stomach and intestine, and look at the structure of the pipes in your brain. You are the magnet and all the coils in it. Now you understand how the game is played and how the fields within that decides if you receive a saving or energy, or you can have a free run. Those of you who looks for matter state, physical dimension energy, plug yourself into the wall. And those who understood about the work of the energy transfer in the dimension of the soul of the man, sit on top of the magrav, as I said many times, and feel its energy. Either way, you are the system. Either way, it's the soul of the system which counts. If you stay in the dimension of physicality of the man, you still that blue magrav on the table. And if you understand the energy transfers and existence, you're connecting to feed the whole of the universe and environment from that. Now you understand. The game has been played in a full cycle. And now it's for you to understand how to play with this dynamic, physical, beautiful life. It does not need another dimension. It has another dimension, the dimension of the soul of physicality, to test itself. And then how to radiate. And then how to become part of the totality. As I said, we are universal teachers. We can teach in the same classroom as in the villages I said last week. A toddler in the same room as this class has only one room. And to the boy who sits to go to university, and even we can bring the education of university and the PhD in the same room. It's just that if there is enough seat in that room, as the knowledge is the same and the teacher the same. Now you understand. You are that vessel. And your conduct, whether ethos of Mitra decides your position, the place, the time. And if you understood and elevated your soul, understand the position of it, to become that passenger of the universe.
Disclaimer. The information and education
Thank you,
material
Mark.
contained
Thank you
herein
all.
is meant to promote the general
And Queen.
understanding and dialogue
Thank
of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.